Hey, you guys, I'm so excited to get on here again. Sorry, I was just like coughing just now. I'm so excited to be on here again with you guys on this early, lovely Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys, again. Today's topic, I want to talk about, when shit hits you throughout the day, right? And unexpected things come at you throughout the day. And learning how to like pivot and course correct. So I say pivot and course correct, but there's a lot of people out there that don't know what pivoting and course correcting means. So I actually did you guys a favor by, Googling, what are the definitions of it. So in that way, you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. So fundamentals about changing the direction. A pivot means fundamentally changing the direction of a business when you realize the current products or services aren't meeting the needs of the market. The main goal of a pivot is to help a company improve revenue, or regardless or not, it's the meaning of pivot. It's like course correct. Basically, it comes down to course correcting, right? Something hits you, you have to figure out a way on how you're going to course correct with whatever comes your way, right? So the main thing I want to talk to you guys about is like when you're having an amazing day. I don't know if you guys noticed, you guys are having an amazing day. Everything's going well. And then something pops up, And somebody told me, I always like hearing other people's opinions and stuff like that. And like, how can I make my content better? So then somebody, gave me their opinion, and they're just like, you know what, Tracy, you're talking about certain things and how people should do this. Or, there's always videos out there with people saying how they can implement this or how they can do that. But you never freaking hear people saying, okay, yeah, this is what happened to me. And they actually tell their story on what happened to them to make them be implementing those stuff in their lives. Or they're always giving advice, but are they taking it? Are they doing it? Have they been through it, right? So today I'm gonna be raw and real with you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys how fucked up my day was yesterday. So, and how I did not allow it to affect me mentally, and, was able to pivot and course correct, from allowing those things to mess with my whole day, right? So did it mess with me mentally or emotionally? Yeah, it kind of did. I'm not going to front with you guys. It did. But again, I course corrected and I understood how to pivot from the situation that I was in, right? So yesterday, the most craziest things happened to me yesterday. There was a family incident that happened that freaked me the fuck out. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It was like my heart felt like it was going to drop to the floor, right? That happened, right? And then after that, I'm like, okay, thank God, everything's well with my family, thank God. Everything was okay. But then, it was still draining to be like scared. Oh my God, something just happened, right? Are they going to be okay? And, your mind starts to have all these negative thoughts like, oh my God, worst case scenario, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, this is going to happen. And then you get really, really scared, right? And then I said to myself, no, Tracy, calm down, take a breather. And now, think positive. Think positive about that situation. Everything's going to be okay. Maybe you're blowing it out of proportion, one step at a time, right? And I was able to calm myself down and say to myself, you know what? This is how I course correct from it. And I pivoted from the situation is that I told myself that no, everything's going to be okay. Take one step at a time, take the proper precautions to, fix the situation that, with the emergency that happened with my family. I can't go into depth detail with it because it's like not my story to tell, but I can just, share some of it on how I dealt with the situation. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to stop myself from freaking out, take the proper precautions to, analyze the situation and go forward with doing the best that I can with the situation that I'm in, right? And yeah, and as I stop myself to, not control those negative thoughts and take it one step at a time, and then tell myself that no, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. It's just like, it's regardless of whatever happens, it's out of your control, you know? And that's what really, really helped me to course correct from falling into a deep hole of feeling like shit and feeling like, man, like this sucks. Like, oh my God, like why did this happen? Ask myself, get stuck and ask myself all these negative questions, you know? So once I say the biggest thing you do when you're in a messed up situation and is out of your freaking control is say to yourself, you know what? It's out of my control. Let me calm myself down. What's the best thing can I do in this situation? And start analyzing it piece by piece. And you know what I mean? And forgiving yourself. If you put yourself down in that situation, know the best thing you could do is forgive yourself for putting yourself down, and don't constantly keep beating yourself up. That's the biggest thing I learned yesterday is don't constantly beat yourself up when shit comes at you and it's out of your freaking control. If you don't got no control in it, don't beat yourself up. That's what I learned. The biggest lesson I learned yesterday, right? Is when shit hits the fan throughout the day, right? Don't beat yourself up, especially if it's something out of your control. Biggest thing I could say to you guys. And that's what happened to me yesterday. Like, I'll be honest with you, when it happened, I was like, oh man, like Tracy, how can you make it happen? How can you make that happen? Like, what the hell? Like, why weren't you watching? I kept beating my freaking self up when it was out of my control. And at the end of the day, it happened already. There's nothing else I could have done. Right. And that's where I was able to, again, course correct and pivot from the situation. I'm making it worse than it was already is, beating myself up for something that I can't control and I can't change. Right. And putting myself in a deep ass hole, feeling like shit. That's how I pivot and course corrected, was analyzing the situation, knowing that I can't change it, I can't fix it. And beating myself up is not going to make the situation any better. How can I realize all those things is taking a step back and analyzing the situation, right? And understanding that there's fully understanding that was out of my control and there's nothing else I can do to fix it, right? And forgiving myself. Those are some things I can tell you guys when shit hits the fan throughout the day and you cannot control it, is how you can control your mental headspace, your emotions, and how you can pivot and course correct from, digging yourself in a hole, right? And controlling your emotions and getting back up 10 times stronger. Because everything that's going to come your way, you guys, on what I learned is a learning lesson. It's how you decide to see it, right? So if like something, like, let's say, like, I'll make an example what happens to me too, because I'm gonna be raw and real with you guys. I work in the financial industry and I get in front of clients all the time, and the biggest challenge is when, they cancel on you. You get a cancelable appointment, or, especially if you book like 5-10 appointments and then, you get boom, 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 one after another canceling on you. Or, you pick up the phone and you're calling certain people. And then, sometimes in life, it's like your family member, your friends, the closest people won't support you, and it's like, you'll call somebody, you'll say this, you'll say that. And then they're telling you, you're getting one no after another, after another, and after another, after another. So it's just like, honestly, like, you have to, course correct your mindset and pivot from that situation and not let it break you down, and just understand that at the end of the day, shit's gonna always constantly come at you unexpectedly. But it's how you're gonna get back up. How are you gonna get back up after it and say to, with me in that situation, I just double down. I just say to myself, okay, if I got 5 canceled appointments, I'm gonna double down. If 5 people are gonna say no to me, then I need to make 10 more calls or 5 more calls. So it's, again, course correcting. You have some unexpected shit that's going to get thrown at you throughout the day, course correct and pivot from that situation, because at the end of the day, you sulking and just like getting upset with yourself and asking yourself questions on things and questions on answers that you're not going to get, or and it's the same thing. Shit, I'm going all out on you guys today. Same thing with a freaking relationship. You know what I mean? Shit's going to come at you unexpected. Like shit, like for me, I recently I had, a break, like my a breakup with my ex, and unexpectedly this guy comes out of nowhere and says, "Hey, yeah, we're not going to be talking anymore because I moved in with somebody." And I'm like, "What? Was I expecting that? Like after 15 years? No, I was not expecting that." You know what I mean? But I learned, I'm learning how to pivot from the situation and course correct my life into a better into a better life than what I was having when I was talking to him, right? And working on myself mentally, emotionally, and understanding that that situation was out of my control. There's nothing that I could have do. There's nothing that I could have said that's going to change that situation. All the questions I would ask myself over and over and over again, like why? Like why did he pick her? Why wasn't it me? Or what did I do wrong? Like how can I fix it? Like why would he do this to me? All those questions I was asking the wrong questions. I had a conversation with this girl yesterday, and I was just telling her, she was asking me some of these questions, like she was asking herself some of these questions on the phone, and I say, honestly, you're just asking yourself the wrong questions. You're just asking yourself the wrong questions. We us as women, or even men, because there's men out there that are going through, messed up situations where a woman did him shady, right? So I'm not going to say just as women, is that we need to ask ourselves, it's all like, what can I do? What can I do to love myself more? What can I do to make sure that I'm not going to put myself in that situation again? What can I do to, course correct my life into it becoming like a better version than what it was when I was, with that person? What am I going to do to, what am I going to do to love myself more enough that someone's going to love me the way that I want to be loved? Like just ask yourself the right questions that is going to you can give yourself the answers to, and not be constantly beating yourself up seeking answers from places that you or may not get, and drive yourself freaking crazy, right? I'll give you guys another example. What happened to me yesterday, you guys, that legit something else hit me yesterday. Have you guys ever been in a situation where like every life is good? Like you're just like, oh man, life is good, everything's going well, and then all of a sudden, and you're working on yourself and mentally, emotionally, and you're just happy as hell, right? And then all of a sudden you see someone calling you from the past, or you see a DM from the past, like from somebody from the past, somebody that you had some hardcore emotions for, like you really like this person, and they did you wrong, they did you shady, and you thought that you would never talk to this person again. And then all of a sudden you get a phone call or you get a DM from that person, and you're just like, has the world just ended? Like, why is this person calling me? Why is this person texting me? And it's just so unexpected, right? And again, that's when, life is going to challenge you, you guys. Life is going to come at you in different types of ways. And that's exactly what happened to me yesterday. Life came at me in like an emotional standpoint when it comes to my family. Life came at me an emotional standpoint when it came from, an ex creeping up from the past, challenging me, and it's just like, shit. It's like one of those days when you're just like, what the hell is going on? Like, is the universe trying to tell me something? Is like, am I doing something wrong? Like, why is this, like, why, like, you start to put yourself in that position, or you start to ask yourself, like, damn, like, what am I doing so wrong? Like, why am I getting hit with all these challenges? Like, I find this so weird. And you guys start to put yourself, asking yourself the wrong freaking questions, right? And then you start searching for like other people to give you advice. So you call up this friend, and you call up that friend, and you call up this friend. And man, did I do that yesterday. I was just like, I called up 3 different friends, asking them their opinions, you know, and it's all gravy. It's all great to get advice from friends and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing you can do is self-reflect. When you have a day like that, you guys, whoever's watching this video, there's people out there that always get life hitting them unexpectedly, whether it be unexpectedly in a relationship, whether it be unexpectedly when it comes to money. So a bill comes up that you're thought like, where'd this come out of nowhere, right? Or, you know, you get fired from your job, or you have a fallout with a family member, or something happens, somebody or something happens unexpectedly when things are all good for you. It's especially in those times when you're the happiest and you think life is great. Life will throw you the biggest freaking curveball at you and say, no, 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 don't get on your high horse. Don't get on your high horse. Like, you know, remember where you're at. Remember, life is all about a learning lesson, right? So that's the thing. Like, I think that we get hit with challenges and life hits us because at the end of the day, life is all about a learning lesson. You know, never get comfortable. That's what I'm learning. Never get freaking comfortable and think that your life is not gonna hit you. That you're like, you're always hoping for, you know, life to be perfect. Or when is that perfect? I'm gonna wait till that perfect moment. No, there's no such thing as a perfect moment. I'm gonna be happy when I make this much money, or I'm gonna be happy when I'm in this relationship. I'm gonna be happy when no. There's always going to be a time that something's going to happen and a curveball is going to come and mess with your emotions, right? But that's how we can, you know, start learning how to pivot and course correct and understand how to work on ourselves mentally and emotionally when shit hits the fan, and just like mentally be prepared. Start preparing yourself mentally that life is going to hit you. No matter how good your life may seem right now, it's coming. It's coming. Like, I'm a living, walking experience. And I just gave you guys some perfect examples how life just hit me out of nowhere yesterday, right? So going back to that relationship, like that person calls me out of nowhere and I like this person so much. Like I was willing to like move countries for this person, right? And yeah, like he calls me out of nowhere and it's like he acts like everything's okay. And I'm just like, no, like I'm a stronger, better version than myself today. And I'm not accepting, what you have to offer, what you need to talk to me about or anything. Like you don't deserve my energy. You don't deserve my friendship. Like, I felt so good about myself that it's just like, man, all the shitty experiences that I've been going through for this whole year has made me the strongest woman that I am today. I'm wiser, I'm stronger, I value myself more. I set healthy boundaries where it's just like, man, if back in the days, I would have accepted that like it was nothing. I would have been like, yeah, what can I do for you? Like, are you okay? Like, no, people that don't value you, that could go 6, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, a year without talking to you and then want to creep back around the corner, that's a test. That's a test to see how much you value yourself. So I took that as a learning lesson, and at the end of the day, after the day was over and I went through all that shit, I sat in my couch and I reflected. I wrote out a journal and I wrote out, this is some key things that I think will help you guys when life comes at you. When life comes at you and you don't know what to freaking do, don't sit in self-pity. Don't get like, feel the emotions, get sad. I'm not saying don't feel the emotions, because trust and believe, yesterday I felt the emotions, but it's like the biggest thing again is reflect. Take some time to don't just say, I'm good, whatever happened. Like it's all good. Don't hide your emotions. If you need to cry. If you need a friend to talk to, call up that friend, talk to that friend. But at the end of the day, it all comes back around, back to you. It comes back to how are you going to course correct, pivot from that situation, and reflect on yourself. Reflect on yourself and how are you going to make tomorrow a better day? How are you going to get back up, right? And that's exactly what I did. I took the time for myself last night. I wrote a journal, and I'm gonna be raw and real with you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys what I wrote in that journal. I said, I forgive you, Tracy. I forgive you for getting mad at yourself. I forgive you for going back in the past that where it's no longer your truth. I forgive you for, feeling those emotions that are no longer your truth. But just know that you're strong, you're worthy, you're powerful, and that tomorrow is a new day. A new chapter can be written. You hold the pen to your future. You hold your pen to your success and your emotions. And only you can control how you feel tomorrow. So accept what happened today, embrace it, understand that life is going to come at you with challenges, but it's how you decide to deal with it. It's what's going to be your self-talk when those things come at you. How are you going to be able to pivot? How are you going to be able to course correct, right? And I just wrote down also how I'm going to pivot from the situation. How am I going to course correct from the situation going on the following day, right? And my biggest thing is, again, understanding that yesterday was yesterday, today is today, and I forgive myself for whatever feelings, emotions, whatever negative self-talk that I had with myself yesterday. I forgive myself. That's how I'm going to course correct, right? That's how I'm going to pivot from that situation. Is forgiving myself, acknowledging the feelings that I felt, right? And understanding how I'm going to move forward from them. And also understanding what was the lessons that I could have been learned, like I learned from those situations, right? And it was a big eye opener, just understanding again that life is gonna freaking hit you when you think everything's all good. I was having the best day ever yesterday, was like feeling so super lit, excited. My whole day was going bomb. And then I got hit with all those, unexpected bombs hitting me left, right, and center, and, kind of messed with my emotions a little bit. And hey, we're all human. We're all human. It's okay to feel those. I'm understanding. It's okay to feel those emotions. It's okay to, like not, it's okay to feel sad or, think a little bit back in the past. But again, catch yourself to not bring it forward onto the next day. And I think that was my biggest takeaway with that shit happening yesterday, is not allowing it to go into my following day today. And I honestly, I can tell you guys, I'm sitting here with you guys today. I don't know if you guys can feel my energy, feel my vibes. I feel uplifted. I feel powerful. I feel invigorated. I feel excited. I feel proud of myself that I understood how to deal with the past creeping up. I understood how to deal with the unexpected, crazy emergency with my family without letting it break me down mentally and emotionally, right? And there's no better feeling when you start progressing in life with your mental thoughts and your emotions. Man, I can honestly sit here and tell you guys there's no freaking better feeling. And it does help to have the support. I'm not gonna lie. And that's what, that's what I started to tell myself too. Like, you are super blessed, Tracy, to have love, unconditional love from friends. And it's just, it's mind-blowing that like you can meet certain people in your life that are like you haven't even known them for a year, and then be more closer to you than your family. It's crazy. And those are the things that gets me excited too, is to wake up and know that I have such an amazing support system for me. And I honestly feel, you guys, when you guys go through certain shit in life and life hits you certain ways, and you learn how to embrace it and love whatever happens to you, love all the people who did you wrong, love them, don't get mad at them, don't hold animosity, don't, you forgive them, and forgive yourself for beating yourself up when you're asking all these questions that's driving you crazy. You start to attract great people your way. And I honestly feel like, me sitting here today talking to you with all the shit that I've been through in life, to now sit here like and talk to you guys the way that I was not always this strong. I was not always, this outgoing to get in front of a camera and talking to people like how I'm talking to you today. But it comes back to me, going through the pain, going through the shit in life, and understanding how to course correct, understanding how to pivot from it. And that just made me stronger. And it just helped me to understand how to love myself more, right? Appreciate myself more. And through doing all those things, it compounded into building great self-confidence. Because like I am really learning that when shit hits you unexpectedly, it's the best learning lessons. That's what I can honestly sit here and say to you guys, is that even though it may suck as hell, even though it may hurt, even though it may frustrate you, or even though it may piss you the hell off, it's greatest learning lessons. The greatest learning lessons is when the unexpected shit hits you out of nowhere. Those are the greatest times that you can sit back, reflect, and say, okay, great. How can I learn from this to make me stronger, wiser, and a better person for the next day? That's why I can honestly sit there and say to you guys, and it's just amazing things will attract to you the more you learn, the more you embrace those things that hit you, or those people that come at you unexpectedly in a not so great way, or people could pop up from the past. Like, it's a great learning lesson that's going to teach you in how to move forward in life. And then once you can stop asking negative questions, driving yourself crazy, and asking yourself why, driving yourself crazy, and start understanding it's okay. Life is not happening to me, it's happening for me. Man, oh man. That's another thing that I can sit here and say to you guys has helped me so much, is that when I go through shitty times and I reflect, there's a biggest mantra I say to myself over and over and over and over again. Life is not happening to me. Life is happening for me. What can I learn? How can I learn from it? How can I embrace it? How can I thank God for, because I'm a strong believer in God. You don't have to be, at the end of the day, people say the universe, right? How can I thank the universe, or how can I thank God for, what has came my way? Because it's a learning lesson. And I know that I'm only going to become stronger and wiser from whatever life throws my way. So bring it on. Bring it on. Anything that's going to come my way, I'm strong, I'm ready, I'm wiser, and I know that I can take it on. Because at the end of the day, life is not happening to me. Life is happening for me, right? So you guys, I hope that me sharing my experiences, being so raw with you guys, kind of resonated with you guys in some sort of way, that when you can reflect back on this video and say, when shit hits the fan throughout your day, or something comes at you unexpectedly, or that ex come out of nowhere, you can reflect back on this video and hear my words, hear my experience, hear my motivation, hear my uplifting spirit that you're feeling right now, that you're not the only one that is gonna go through shit, or life hits you in unexpected fucked up ways. That there's people out there that, hey, we're going through the same friggin' shit, but it's how you get back up. It's how you decide to get back up. It's the thoughts that you say to yourself in your head. It's how you allow those thoughts to affect your emotions, to affect your actions throughout the day, right? And are you gonna let the next day, so let's say worst case scenario, you do take off the day, right? You do take off the day, just like to say, you know what? I need to re-amp myself. I need to get myself in a better headspace. It's all good. Don't get mad at yourself if you need that time, right? But take that time and don't bring it on to the following day, right? Don't bring those emotions and those negative thoughts, or those questions, or those feelings going forward. That's the only thing. Pivot, course correct, right? So feel your feelings, feel your emotions, but just don't stay stagnant. Just don't stay in one place. You know, get out of there. If anything, put this video on, watch it, pivot, course correct, right? And don't bring it moving on forward. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this time that you guys spent with me. If you guys like this video, please subscribe, please click like, please share. And I also always say in all the end of my videos, each one, teach one, share the love, share the knowledge. There's so many people out there that can benefit from hearing these talks that I have with you guys, right? Just because I'm, you know, the stuff that I'm talking about is so relatable, and there's so many people that go through this, but we just, maybe they don't want to talk to you about it, but you just send in that video to show, just be like, hey, check this out, heard a good video, it might help them in some sort of way. Also, you guys, please go follow my Instagram page. It's Toronto_Tracy_Gobin. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope to see you guys tomorrow again at 9 a.m. Take care, you guys.